Welcome back, everyone, to Read2Me TT Bedtime Series. Hope you're all ready for another fun bedtime story. My name is Gyasi, and I work at the Heroes Foundation as a youth development coordinator. And all that means I create activities and projects to inspire and motivate youth, much like yourselves, to make positive changes in Trinidad and Tobago.
And hi, I am Jeannelle Forbes. I am a student of Woodbrook Secondary.
Okay, kids. So these past few weeks have had us inside, but you have all been heroes in your own ways by staying inside and washing your hands. So tonight we have an exciting story about a man who won Trinidad and Tobago's first Olympic gold medal. Hasely Crawford launched Trinidad and Tobago to a place of prominence in world athletics. 43 years later, his victory remains a source of great pride for our nation.
This book was published by the Heroes Foundation, written and illustrated by local team in Trinidad and Tobago. It takes us on a journey through his early years in San Fernando as he overcomes challenges and remains focused and dedicated on his goals and excellence. This is one exciting story. Okay, so let's get started.
Okay. 1976, Olympics, Montreal, the moment. At the lineup, we have first Crawford, second Petrov, third Bozov, fourth Quarry, fifth Glance. Runners are at their mark.
In that moment, before the starter pistol fires, 1,000 thoughts run through your mind. Every second, every choice you made comes down to the next few seconds. Time slows to a halt, and your life flashes before your eyes.
1957.
I was born in 1950, the seventh of 11 children. We lived in a communal yard shared with 5 other families.
Hey, Hasely, we going to the 10 o'clock show. You coming?
Nah, not today, fellas. Next week, nah.
Hasely feels around in his pockets. Father drives in and calls out, Hasely, wash the car now.
I could get a penny for your wash.
Hmm, I'll have to think about that.
Please, Dad. I'm saving up last 4 weeks and I almost have enough to make a 10 a.m. show.
Okay, okay. Make sure she's shining, yeah, young man.
You bet.
Sunday morning, dressed in short pants and a nylon dress shirt. Hasely puts on an old pair of canvas shoes full of holes. Hasely then runs to church, past the San Fernando General Hospital, and waits behind a tree to enter after everyone is seated. He slips in, sits at the back of the church, behind the last few pews, and hides his shoes under the pew in front. Hail Mary, full of grace.
That's my cue to leave. Last thing I want is everyone seeing me in these old shoes.
Hasely enters his house sweaty. Hasely, come bring your clothes for me to wash tomorrow.
Thanks, Mommy.
His mother studies his worn shoes with a worried frown. Sorry, we can't afford better, son.
Don't worry, Ma. This cardboard working good. One day I will make a better life for we. My parents always tried to provide for us as best as they could. Most days we got 3 square meals. However, one day I will never forget.
I'm sorry, dear, but this is it for tonight. God is love.
Ma takes 3 figs and places them on a plate and steeps 3 soursop leaves for tea. As long as I live, I will never forget that day. My speed was my gift. It was my asset to get myself and my family out of poverty. And so I ran. Every day, I went to school early before school started. I would race my schoolmates around the yard. Boys came from far and wide to race against me, but their efforts were always in vain.
Way boy Crawford, you're really fast for a skinny boy.
One day, my PE teacher at San Fernando Boys Government, Horace Williams, saw me and he arranged for me to join the Brooklyn Sports Club in San Fernando. Zeno Constance was my first coach at Brooklyn Club, who instilled instilled discipline in me.
Everyone, please welcome Mr. Crawford to the Brooklyn Sports Club. Let's split up to practice some runs. Boys on the right, girls on the left. As Hasely walks towards the boys who are larger than he is, Mr. Constance says something to Hasely that embarrasses him. Oh, sorry, Hasely, not you. You're too small to run with the boys. Come, join us here to do some runs with the girls. But Hasely didn't let his embarrassment get in the way of his training. 1964.
I was 14 when my world came crashing down. My father passed away.
Hasely, I'm sorry. You know I can't afford to pay those school fees.
Don't worry, Ma. Always have a plan B. I'm going to go to Sando Tech.
Hasely worked hard with his hands, studied his books hard, and 3 years later received the results that his heart truly desired. Where's boy Hasely? You did well. You know you're one of the first 5 people who passed all national craft courses in TNT.
Hey, thanks, man. Texaco offered me a special apprenticeship for 2 years.
The apprenticeship included a sport program, meal plan, proper training, and time off to study. Beating books helped him to beat the track, though he didn't know that yet.
In the coming years, I will go from a skinny boy to a strongly built young man. At Texaco, I was introduced to a man who would change my life, Wilton Jackson.
Hasely, this is Wilton Jackson.
Hi, Mr. Jackson. I'm his.
Training starts tomorrow. Meet me at Texaco from gate 8 a.m. sharp.
I stood in front of the sports club waiting. Checked my watch one last time. 8 a.m. sharp. I'll just wait here. Coach has to pass by here anyway, so he'll just pick me up.
Mr. Jackson, however, has different plans. He drives up,
Hey, wait.
then drives away, much to Hasely's confusion. Hasely trains on his own that day. Jackson drives back later. I told you to meet me by the gate, not near the gate. You listen to my instructions and follow them precisely. It's my
Yes, sir.
no way. Understood?
Yes, sir.
1968, Christmas Day. Leave him now. Who knows why he wasting time running race? Not like he going anywhere with that. Hey boy, Hasely, come and eat a bread and ham. And take a drink with your neighbors now.
Okay. Now, fellas, not today. Practice as usual.
1969, Tuesday morning. Hey, look the track star. Don't bother with him. He not going to bother with us. While people dance and music plays, Hasely stays at it. Come, Hasely, let's see that stride today. Set, go. As does his coach. Hasely takes off. Stop. Hasely walks back dejectedly.
Yes, sir.
Look at where your foot landed, Hasely. Mr. Jackson draws a line 8 feet away. This is where you need to be landed. Now keep trying until you drop beyond that. But he pays full attention to what his coach says.
The other boys had and the other boys and I trained hard with Mr. Jackson. With every session on the hill Kilimanjaro, we called it, I felt my stamina and race skills increase.
Good work, guys. Good job, Crawford. 1969. Pre-Central American and Caribbean game strikes. Rain is pouring. On your mark, get set, go. Hasely's foot slips off the blocks.
No,
Hasely valiantly tries to catch up. He edges closer,
come on, Hasely, push harder.
closer, but despite a heroic comeback, isn't able to catch up enough. Better luck next time there, Hasely.
Now I won't be selected for the CAC games. I tried so hard.
Don't fret, there's always them races in Palo Seco. Maybe then,
Maybe don't count me out yet. Dejected by recent media articles, I was determined more than ever to make my mark.
where there's a will, there's a way.
I
At the,
can do it. I know I can.
at the meet in Palo Seco, Hasely crosses the finish line first, consistently first all day. 1970. And he qualifies for the CAC Games.
Panama, here I come.
Hasely arrives at the buffet station with the other boys.
All you can eat, yes?
Food galore. Hasely had never seen so much food before. He licks his lips excitedly.
I'm making my name here today. 2 steaks, 4 pieces of leg and thigh, 3 pork chops, 4 pieces of cheese, apples, oranges, and 4 ice creams. Ha, I plan to.
Too good to be true, Hasely smiles to himself. That smile, however, was short-lived. Hasely sees the look of dissatisfaction on his coach's face. And yet, Coach Walker doesn't say a word because he doesn't have to.
I began to regret the overindulgence, however, I didn't have much time to lament. After eating, coach then called for an impromptu training session.
Later that night, Hasely, sleeping quietly, but has awakened because his belly is grumbling.
No,
Hasely goes to the races really tired. Rough night, Crawford.
stomach problems, coach. That day, I placed only fifth in the finals. On the plane back to Trinidad, my mind wanders. I will train even harder to win in my next race.
A tough lesson to learn. And Hasely resolved to have discipline in all that he did, including how he ate. 3 months later, Commonwealth Games. Meanwhile, somewhere in Michigan, a man looks on. And third place is the powerful athlete from Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Hasely Crawford. He watches Hasely receive his medal on the podium and makes a call. Yes, please draft the following letter for me. November 1970. Hasely, look, a letter come for you today. The letter is from Eastern Michigan University, addressed to Hasely. It starts with the words, "We would like to offer you a scholarship to join the athletics department." Hasely's mind wanders. How is he going to tell his mom that he's leaving? January 1971. Hasely, explain this. I found it washing your pants. Where are you going? Hasely is now ashamed and frightened.
America, mommy.
You know what's going on in America these days? You have to be so careful. Do you really need to do this?
It's not near Chicago, mommy. It's Detroit.
Though it breaks her heart, Paisley's mother knows that it's the right decision for him.
I have to, ma. I was born to run, and this will help to make me the best.
When are you leaving?
Tomorrow.
Go. Do what you do best. Run. I'm so proud of you. Later that night,
See you later, ma. Heading to the party at Texaco with the fellas.
Paisley heads to the farewell party. Be careful, Paisley. A few hours later, you saw Pete's face after he took those drinks. The car's speed increases dangerously until
Hey, watch out!
the car breaks the corner and hits the bike track curb. It violently pitches up and comes to a stop. Everybody okay? Yeah, I cool. Paisley.
Ah, my back.
Sometime later at the Pointe-a-Pierre Hospital. Okay, young man, just gonna raise your leg up.
Okay, doc.
I'm afraid it's your sciatic nerve. You're not going to be able to walk properly. Far less run for a while, young man. I'm sorry.
My heart sank at the news of my diagnosis. In my mind, I knew that in the great America, my leg would be fixed.
1971.
I flew to Michigan with optimism, uh, not knowing all the obstacles I would face. I wasn't about to let my diagnosis be the end of my career. I did psychotherapy and began training hard again. I also encountered both sides of racial divide in the US. Coach handed me a ticket to go home because I could not train and I faced embarrassment several times because nobody believed I was injured. I ran through the court to cover my embarrassment. I fought through the pain, nothing, and no one was going to stop me from achieving my goals.
Hey, Jungle Boy, how you feel wearing real clothes? Better than those grass skirts in Trinidad?
As part of the work study program, we were made to do various jobs.
Toilet duty today, Crawford. You too, John. Funny how we always end up doing the dirty work, huh?
It's okay, man. Just keep your head down and we'll get to eyes on the prize. Worked all day, study all night. That was my entire existence during that time. Just a couple more hours, Paisley. Need to finish this chapter, then to sleep. Study, then work, then train. Then study, then train, then work. It was a vicious cycle, but my eyes were always on that end game. I did I did what had to be done. I trained, rationed my supplies, and after some hard years, I was able to make it to the trials of the 1972 Olympics.
Europe, 1972.
I was to learn one of the hardest lessons yet, that not everyone had your best interest at heart.
Another big win for you, Hasely. Well done. Sure, you're going to be raking in some big money this time.
It's a shame we don't have the luxury like those Americans or Europeans. Look at their athletes living large while we hustle on the side here. Fellas, do what we have to do to get where we want to get. Time for my big money. I eventually came to find out that my agent was cheating me. He collected my checks for my winnings and only gave me a tiny fraction of these. I always enraged and I was enraged and powerless.
Here you go, my boy, your check.
Sir, what is this? I heard we get about $10,000 for winning this one. $25? Seriously?
Well, Crawford, we managers have certain expenses we have to take care of. You understand?
Anger consumed me for days, but as an undecorated athlete, there was little I could do. I vowed to myself that this reality would end with me, and once I was successful, I would make a change for future athletes. Fast forward to 1972 Olympics, and here I was in the finals of the men's 100 meters. I had won all the major American titles, NCAA indoors and outdoors. I was ready for the gold today. My biggest competitors were Borzov and the Americans. They call Borzov the Great White Hope. I'll show them. No, I'll show him. I'll break their great white hope. But my impatience was my downfall. I could not finish the race that day. I was so close. I learned a difficult lesson. I could not let my anger get the better of me. My determination to prove myself better than Borzov caused me to cause injury to myself. I didn't allow myself to build up my speed as I had trained to do and ended up taking myself out of the race before it even started.
1976.
I would train hard over the next 3 years. Realized my stats were weak and I focused on that. I had graduated and started working at an engineering company. 12 years, 12 hours a day and like then training in the night.
Now, back in Trinidad,
And I continued that training when I moved back home. Sadly though, my country didn't support me when I sought assistance. But still I persevered. I approached Pony for sponsorship and I was passed over. I then went to Adidas. Mike Larrabee, 64 Tokyo Olympics winner who beat Wendell Mosley, agreed to give me 5,000 US dollars because of the respect I have for Wendell. He then told me, Hasely, go win your gold medal. My coach committed himself to correcting the mechanics.
fix your hands closer together, Hasely, like this. Fast forward, Montreal Olympics, night before the finals. Hasely,
Thanks, coach. I was almost ready. All things are possible through God first. Parents and philosophers once said superstition is foolish, childish, primitive, and irrational. But how much does it cost you to knock on wood? And knock on wood I did. I have an odd request, my friend. Can you lend me your jockstrap?
something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. Old and borrowed, jockstrap. New, socks and gold shoes. Blue, pants and the piping of the TNT socks.
And now I was ready for anything.
Hasely's mind snaps back to his here and now. 1976 Olympics, the moment.
No sleep. I was tense. It's time.
Hasely warms up with his teammates. He watches his teammate Ainsley Armstrong lose in the semifinal.
Sorry there, brother.
Yeah, man, thanks. Just didn't perform as I should have.
No worries, man. I will teach them a lesson for you.
While waiting before the final, Hasely sees Glance and Johnny, 17 and 18 years old at the time.
Did you come to watch the Olympic finals or take part in them? You boys seem shaky. Mental games are half the battle. 2 down, 3 to go.
Hasely clearing pebbles off the track.
I am going to win this race, and nothing must stop me.
Runners at your mark. First, Crawford. Second, Petrol. Third, Bozo. Fourth, Quarry. Fifth, Glance.
Right now, right now is my time. Before the races started, everyone and came rushing to me. Questions: Did I train hard enough? Was I ready? Did I do the right thing? Was I ready? Right. No.
Oh, Glance is out of the blocks first. Bozo comes out second. Crawford is out third.
Kept pushing forward. By 50 to 60 meters, I glanced across and didn't see anyone. The line, it was up ahead. I reflected on the hardship, my poverty, loneliness, embarrassment, dejection, and rejection. These were my drivers. The successes, the pain, the failures, and the sacrifices made by others and myself. It all made me who I am and gave me the strength to be a winner.
Hasely Crawford of Trinidad and Tobago has won the Olympic gold medal.
Gold medal. Imagine a man from a little country such as Trinidad and Tobago could come and win in a 100-meter final in the Olympics. Never let never let never let them stop your dreams. Never let them tell you no. You and you alone control your destiny.
Thanks again, everyone, for joining us for Read to Me Nightly Bedtime Stories. Hope you had fun listening to us and reading with us.
But before we go, it is really very important that you listen to us. Are you listening? Do you want to be little superheroes? Here is what you can do to help. Wash your hands with soap and sing happy birthday twice. So you will know you have washed it long enough. Keep your hands out of your mouth and remind mommy and daddy, granny, everybody to wear their masks if they are going out.
We can do this. Why? Because we are in this together. See you tomorrow for another reading with two new readers. Bye.
Bye.